Okay. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Folks, we're live in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. The day before the day before. Yep. Here we go. And yes, we're going to do Road Patrol Live later on this Monday night. We are ready. Who will stop into the Coesit Inn? I can't do much more. I have demonstrated how easy it is to get one of those great mugs. We have 6 left. Stop in. Gift with purchase. The market at Coesit. This story out of New York. And also the story out of Massachusetts. Don't ignore that. Don't ignore that. All right, folks, we are live coming up in 1 minute. 1 minute. That's right. Today is the day before the day before. Yes, it's exactly right, JR. And folks, we want to wish you, very, very Merry Christmas. Governor McKee says, everybody remember to say Happy Holidays. No, wrong, McGreed. We've got to get this guy out of here. It's my New Year's resolution. All right, we're standing by. And then we will go live. Yes. And almost less than a minute. Less than a minute. Now, programming wise, we're off tomorrow, Christmas, back on Thursday. So, and then Friday. And then next week, we're only off Wednesday, which is New Year's. Too much to do. Too much crime to report on. All right, we're standing by. Yes, we are. There it is, folks, at 106 on the day before the day before. This is the real news, the Christmas edition. I want to, first of all, point out right now, at 106, we are live on AM 1380, 99.9 FM. Now, remember, you can always listen online at our website, depetro.com. We are live right now as we speak on Facebook, true, on X, Twitter, true, and also on YouTube for the real news. I want to take this moment to wish all of you, even though it is Monday, December 23rd, but wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas. Now, folks, Governor McKee, short time ago, reminding Rhode Islanders to say Happy Holidays. I don't go along with that. I think the governor's wrong. I totally disagree with that, as a matter of fact. But see, that's McGreed, right? Playing to the far left. No, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I also want to take this opportunity, JR, who is just such a fundamental. I'll tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially when we go out live. That's a challenge during the 1 to 2. We did it twice last week. We had done it the week before in Coventry. It's not easy. JR comes to play every day. And a Merry Christmas to JR. Folks, this portion of the real news is brought to you by PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. Well, you have today and tomorrow, because then they're closed on Christmas Day. But they have everything you need. Great quality, Fraser fir trees, potted live trees, custom handmade wreaths, 10 inch, 60 inches in size. They have Christmas swag and mistletoe, hanging baskets, roping, cut greens, custom made sleighs by local artists. There's great gifts available at PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. Firewood is available, Christmas crafts, gift certificates, they have it all. Pop in and see them right off of Route 4, 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown. And folks, one of the reasons why I am such a fan, and by the way, they want to thank Steve and Debbie and Junior and Lauren and Byron. They want to thank everyone, all of their loyal customers, for making this year their best year ever. I'm not surprised. They grind it, they work it, they're open 7 days. They are, folks, remember, small business is the backbone of our community and state. Pop in and see them. PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. They're open tomorrow night, Christmas Eve, till right around 6 o'clock, and then they shut it down until the spring. PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. Look for them on Facebook. Merry Christmas, and thank you to all of their loyal customers. Well, folks, right now, this is the Real News 109 on this Monday. Now, we will be active Road Patrol Live later. Looks like this cold snap is going to break. It was a freezing weekend. I certainly hope this isn't a premonition of things to come. But I want to right now also, if you're out or you're going out today or tomorrow, stop into the Cohasset Inn to make it so easy. I even cut a video to show you're on the outside of the Cohasset Inn. Carol designed. It's limited edition. Once they're gone, they're gone. Carol, who's so valuable to the program, designed Road Patrol Live mugs, and they're available. The Market at Cohasset, 226 Cohasset Avenue, West Warwick. I cut a video to show you're on the outside. You walk in. To the left is the market. And boom, and they have beautiful gift baskets. They have prepared foods. They have delicious fresh bread. It's a gift with purchase. There's only 6 mugs left. Now, I did receive, I want to say, who sent me the nice message? Wait a minute. I just had it a moment ago. Hold on. Let me pull it up. It was very nice. And now I can't find it. All right. Well, someone posted, they bought some gift baskets, and there they are. They're inside. Now, folks, there's 6 left. So once they're gone, they're gone. Limited edition Road Patrol mugs, gift with purchase, right there at the market at the Cohasset Inn. And I want to thank Jim and the staff there at the Cohasset Inn. They are so terrific and big supporters of the program, and big supporters of the website, depetro.com. And Angeline, she was there on Saturday. Market at Cohasset in West Warwick. You know, it actually looks nice with all the snow cover. But pop in, and then boom, limited edition mug. Now, all right, now on to the matter at hand. You know what? Let me just check. I know it is starting to warm up, believe it or not. How about God is good? Look at this nice sunny day. I like this. It's good for the retailers. People can get out today and tomorrow, all dry. Tomorrow's really, I mean, for our purposes, it's going to warm up. Tomorrow, 36. Wancast. Christmas Day. I love it. Sunny, high of 34. Perfect. Good travel weather for those that are going to have to be dealing with the bridge and everywhere else. The day after Christmas, sunny, partly, high 36. Great. How about Friday? Sunny, 40 degrees. There we go. And then looking ahead, Saturday, 39. Could be a little stormy. Sunday, hey, at least it's not snow. I'll take the rain. You know, the rain coming up on Saturday and Sunday of this weekend, post-Christmas, should wash away a lot of the snow that we have. And then it's actually going to rain on Monday, which I don't mind to get rid of it. And then New Year's Day, maybe a little rain, but 46. But we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Now, right now at 1:13, and again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank you I know people are saying, Juan, what can we get you for a gift? That's why Santa created those Facebook stars, folks. There it is. That's your way of saying, I mean, I know a lot of people say, I can't thank you enough for the year-round, relentless, endless, many times dangerous, exclusive coverage that you provide. You're welcome. But there is a way that you could actually, and that is with, as they say, the Facebook stars. Now, and there's going to be much more in 25. I need to come up with a rhyme for that. We will be very much. Road Patrol Live is coming alive. Wait a minute. Road Patrol Live will be alive in 25. All right, we'll figure it out. Sal will work that out. Much like he said, FBI Live on FB Live. Subpoenas are already going out with the Perkins case. That's going to be in early February. We have plenty of time. But let's focus about what's going on right now. And this is really significant. Two developments that are very, very important that you need to know. One is the governor of Massachusetts. She got the memo. And the Boston Globe, I want you to keep in mind right now, Governor McGreed is still being silent. And and folks, it's I mean, it's unfair. I don't know how we're going to survive 2 more years under who I would say is certainly the most, if not one of the most, if not the most incompetent individuals that we've had. And I want to stay positive since it is Christmas week. But the Boston Globe in 2025, the governor of Massachusetts plans to work with the Trump administration. The governor, in a wide-ranging interview, softened her tone, grapples with the reality having to lead a state reliant on billions of dollars in federal funding. Now, folks, what's missing from, now, number one, I want to commend the Boston Globe. Number one. Number two, notice there's no local media that even mentions this. I seem to be the only local one that brings it up. And that is that this is Governor McKee cannot afford to, Rhode Island can't afford to lose a penny of the federal money, let alone this defiant tone. Governor McKee, I'm not going to have Trump tell us what to do. And Sabina Matos, Lieutenant Governor, that's right. We not going to let that Trump tell us what to do. How about Healy, billions in funding from the federal government. So she has totally changed her tone. Now, the world, and certainly New York and the country, is mortified with what we have seen happen in New York. Now, that illegal, keep in mind, outside of Guatemala, in the United States, Rhode Island has the largest Guatemalan population of anywhere in the United States. I want to repeat that. The largest population of people from Guatemala outside of Guatemala is Providence, Rhode Island. A big part of that, admittedly, is the former mayor, Jorge Eloya. He was an illegal from Guatemala. His parents were illegals from Guatemala. And then if a lot of people didn't cover this, we covered it. I covered it, I guess, as I think of it, kind of exclusively. I have a friend who said that and he meant it as constructive criticism. He said, I don't think you highlight enough how many times you point out issues and it's exclusive, meaning you're the only one that highlights it. Allures has set up those direct flights from Guatemala. So what they would do is they'd get a travel visa to come and visit. So they'd fly in direct flights from Guatemala to TF Green, Hillsgrove, and then they would overstay their visa. He went to Guatemala to encourage them in it, and then he encouraged the airline to do these direct flights. So a lot of times when we have interviewed, and I've highlighted a lot of the illegals in Rhode Island, a lot of people who don't know say, they came over illegally over the border. Yes and no. They didn't walk over. In Rhode Island, the Guatemalans, they fly over on a limited travel visa, and then they just overstay it. So when they're asked, and a lot of the lawyers used to say, "Oh no, they came here legally. That they came here that they were supposed to stay a very short time, whatever it may be, 3 months, 6 months, a month, whatever it is, but they never left. They're basically like squatters, is what they are." But this illegal Guatemalan, the Trump people deported him in 2018. And then what do you think happened? The man who burned the woman to death in the New York City subway, an illegal from Guatemala that re-entered the country after he had already been deported. Folks, that's life under Biden. He was deported. He came into the country illegally. He was then deported when he was caught by President Trump. And then under Biden, he came back in. This is, and I want to point out, notice that the governor of Massachusetts is already saying, the governor of Massachusetts is saying, "Oh, we're not a sanctuary state. No, we're not a sanctuary state. We no, we believe in, we need to follow the law." He had been deported under the Trump administration. Biden let him back in. And the woman that is appearing, Amelia Carter, the victim burned alive by the illegal on the New York subway. Amelia Carter, there she is, Caucasian. I will admit, I don't understand the whole element of, if you've seen the video, it is a little odd how she's just standing there ablazed on the subway car. I don't understand that either, but who knows? It could be your body is so overwhelmed at what has happened that you literally go into shock and you can't move. When I first saw that, first I thought it was AI, because I didn't understand why the person was just standing there. Then I thought, did he somehow chain her to the pole that you hold on to in the subway car? I don't know what to make of that. But folks, I want to look at the dynamic. As a result of this, New York City Mayor Adams, I mean, they really have momentum, and they're really going to be stepping up. New York City now is basically saying that they are really going to be aggressive about deporting people and getting them out. And then you have, so I want you to look at the equation, because this, number one, this can't be ignored. And number two, you're not going to hear this anywhere locally. They really don't cover it. And you can't blame, I also want to remind people, you can't blame the reporters. I don't think a lot of people understand how the business of whether it's television or newspaper works, which is it's the news directors and the parent company. They dictate. A reporter, pick one, Brian Crandall, Sheena Lasciuto, they can't walk in to Channel 10 or 12 respectively and say, "This is the story I'm going to cover today." They walk into Channel 10 or Channel 12, and the news director or assistant news director says, "Here's the story you're going to go and cover." So they're assigned to do it. It stems from the top. They never say, Channel 10 and Channel 12, do they ever say, "We're going to do a story on the number of illegals in Oneyville"? No, of course not. The first story, the next story they do on that will be the first story that they ever do on it. But the fact of the matter is, you can't ignore what's at play right now, which is New York, because of this subway incident. People are outraged and people are screaming, "Get them out of here." So that's number one. Number two, the governor of Massachusetts is saying, "We are not a sanctuary state. We're not going to protect these people anymore. We need all the federal money to play ball with the Trump people." So they're fleeing out of New York. They're fleeing out of Massachusetts. Governor McKee and Sabina Matos says, "Oh no, we're a sanctuary state. They can all come here." Folks, do you see the McKee Matos policies are going to make us more of a magnet for these people to come in here? This guy is such a disaster. This portion of the program is brought to you by Propane Plus. Merry Christmas to all of their loyal customers from Propane Plus Heating and Cooling. Call them today, 401-885-4209, or in Massachusetts, 508-252-3359. Propane Plus, heating and cooling. Remember, with Propane Plus, you can just also log on to their website. They have a very user-friendly website. It's propaneplus.com. Whether it's residential or commercial, you type in your zip code, boom, always there for you, 3 generations. It's Propane Plus. Do you use propane? Rhode Island? Call 401-885-4209, or in Massachusetts, 508-252-3359. Propane Plus. Merry Christmas to all of their loyal customers from Propane Plus. Well, folks, good afternoon at 1:24. That is really significant. That is also, as I have stated, now, admittedly, the local media, they don't do any stories on the number of illegals. They take what they say verbatim. So when Governor McKee, and I'm not even talking about the stupid down the dial, protect the governor segment. Governor, are we a sanctuary state? Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, okay. Let's go out and move on to the next question. Let's not follow that up in any way. I mean, it's preposterous. There's no, well, you give them driving privileges. And it's not even, the biggest misnomer in the media is, well, Providence might be. Providence, as I have stated, Providence police act no differently than any other law enforcement agency in the state. It's Governor McKee with his policies that he instructs the ACI to set them free even when ICE puts a detainer on them. So you have New York City right now. The mayor is under fire with this illegal Guatemalan. In Massachusetts, Governor Healy, the governor of Mass, is saying, oh, no, we're not a sanctuary state. I'm going to work with the Trump administration. And then you have Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee and Matos, defiant. Nope, we're not working with them. Anybody leaving New York or Massachusetts, come to Rhode Island. We'll give you a driving privilege. Folks, don't you understand? He's putting everybody at risk. This guy, without question, is so selfish. And who would even, let's just step back for a moment. And I get that it's Christmas week. And I get that today's the 23rd. And I understand tomorrow's the 24th. But what you saw happen in New York, I am telling you, the General Assembly, Smith Hill, and also the McKee administration, they are rolling the dice. It is a matter of time before there is a high-profile incident that's going to happen right here in the 401. And then they're all going to be running for cover. Folks, this portion of the program is brought to you by Kids Club on the Pike. They want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Remember, birthday parties, before and after school programs, preschool programs, Kids Club on the Pike. They're right off of 295, right on Plainfield Pike. You can call them at 401-443-5336. Kids Club on the Pike. It's clean. It's immaculate. It's efficient. I share their Facebook page. The videos are incredible. They have rooms that are designed for 2-year-old children. They have rooms designed for 15-month-old infants. They have rooms and activities that are perfect for a group of 10-year-olds or 12-year-olds or 13-year-olds. Kids Club on the Pike, right on Plainfield Pike, right off of 295 on the Cranston-Johnson line. You're going to love Kids Club on the Pike. It is a matter of time. Again, good afternoon, everyone. On this day before, I'm not going to let up on this. And I also, it's not lost on me. Number one, the rest of the media tends to ignore it. And by virtue of the fact, they don't do any stories on it. They may nibble at it. Governor McKee, it goes, a part of this kind of went hand in hand with the census. And there was so much evidence that they were essentially counting illegals, part of the census. See, if we lose a congressional seat, which the state is going to lose a congressional seat in 2030, you have one less person in Congress. Rhode Island stands to lose a lot of federal funding. Rhode Island should be more akin to New Hampshire, where our population basically is almost the same as New Hampshire. They're a bigger state, but New Hampshire has half the budget that the state of Rhode Island does. So on this Christmas week, on this Christmas 2024, folks, I am telling you, there's rough sledding ahead. Not so much the first 6 months of the new year, not so much the first part of 2025. Where this is really going to hit is going to be in 25 into 26. As what is the Trump administration supposed to do when you have someone like Governor McKee who won't follow federal law, who defies the law, he and Matos, and they mock the incoming administration, and they won't play ball? As I have stated, Governor Maura Healey in Massachusetts, she recognizes that they are beyond reliant on federal funds. So they don't want to be in a situation where they're defying this new administration, even though I think Boston Mayor Michelle Wu has kind of set herself up to tangle with the incoming administration. But folks, it goes beyond just immigration. Governor McKee allowed organized labor to hijack all of this wind energy, and they tout the green energy, and they tell these companies, yeah, you can come in and you can set up to do all this green energy in the state, but it has to be under union control. Well, guess what? They don't want to be under union control. So, and on top of that, to make matters even worse, the Trump administration is going to allow the oil companies to, once again, drill more. Fracking won't be a problem. We have plenty of oil in this country. They're going to go back on these mandates put forth by these ridiculous Democrat governors, trying to encourage everyone to just use windmills. And I think President Trump identifies that energy and source of energy and cost of energy is such a big part of the economy. So I believe that, I'm not saying there are a number of states that are in trouble with the new administration coming in, but Governor McKee has built his entire administration. They're anti-business. They're pro-organized labor, even though the Trump administration is the polar opposite. Governor McKee is fully controlled by these teachers' unions. The new administration wants school choice. Governor McKee handed over, telling all these companies, you can do wind energy, the new green economy, but it has to be all union jobs. The other states aren't doing that. You don't have to do that. He has completely set up the state fundamentally. I'll also say this, by the way. The state, it's way too government heavy. And something that you have to watch, folks, are all these cities and towns that get all this state aid. As the state gets less federal money, well, that's less money the state's going to give out to all the cities and towns. And then there's far too many people that work and have jobs with the state of Rhode Island. And Governor McKee, all he does is keep giving the unions, organized labor, more state jobs. And what do you think's in all their contracts? Oh, no layoff clauses. No layoff clauses. It's ridiculous. The state, do you think when Elon Musk and Vivek, when they look at the waste that goes on in the state, it is ludicrous. By the way, Rhode Island's not alone. Massachusetts has the same problem. Connecticut has the same problem. These three states, I should say, are in for a rude awakening. And conversely, same thing with New York and New Jersey. But New Hampshire is better equipped and built to deal with the new administration. Massachusetts is trying to take a preemptive strike. For Governor Healey to say, oh, we're not a sanctuary state, you're spending $1 billion with a B, $1 billion a year to put all these illegals up in hotels. Folks, it is total foolishness. And as I have told you, and as I have stated, what no one talks about, and I mean nobody, and that includes the Rhode Island State House, you don't hear anybody talk about the sheer cost of all the illegals that are in the schools. And I'm talking about in Rhode Island, whether it's Providence, Pawtucket, Central Falls, all of those kids. What do they say locally? Oh, no, no, it's about the children. All of those children, Providence, not only is it 20,000 a student, because they don't speak English, they deem them special needs. Their special need is they don't speak English. So that means then they charge, the union does, they charge 23,000 or 24,000 a student. So if you take all the kids in Providence, Pawtucket, Central Falls, Woonsocket, West Warwick, Newport, maybe some in Cranston, possibly some in Cranston, but you add all that up, folks, it's hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of million. I defy you to find one story done about that by our local legacy media. And on top of that, admittedly, I don't know why the Rhode Island Republican Party doesn't point that out. The question is, could the taxpayers, can you imagine having $700 million more if you weren't spending something like that? Now, I've also learned, and I want to tell you about the bridge, but folks, this portion of the program, and it's brought to you by AJ Home Improvement. They want to wish all of their customers a very Merry Christmas. 401-323-9252. AJ Home Improvement. Frame to finish basements, they can do the acoustical ceilings. If you're thinking of having some work done on your home or business, contact AJ Home Improvement. 401-323-9252. Frame to finish basements, acoustical ceilings, commercial rehabs, painting, remodeling. Maybe you have an unfinished basement. Maybe you have an unfinished garage. They can do it all. Maybe you just want to improve the look of your home. AJ Home Improvement. Call them today. 401-323-9252. AJ Home Improvement. And Merry Christmas to everyone from the team at AJ. What a job they do on those acoustical ceilings. You know, it's even not too late. That makes a great gift. 401-323-9252. AJ Home Improvement. Folks, I believe that in the new year, what's something else that has not really come into fruition just yet, but I'm telling you right now, and I'll be for a while the only one to report on this, but there is no guarantee this new administration is going to pick up the cost of the bridge and pay for this brand new monstrosity. Notice again, with the McKee administration, no one's been held accountable. No one's answered the question, what happened? How was that Washington Bridge closed? How did it pass inspection in July of 23? And then they had to close it a little over a year ago. And now they're talking about a complete rebuild. By the way, I'm tired of hearing about it's going to last 100 years and blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of hearing that. They wasted so much money. And Governor McKee, they still had them moving ahead and working on whatever the hell they were doing. You know, at least $60 million was spent. But I'm telling you, and no one is looking at this, no, I don't think that's going to happen. Because from what I understand, they want to look at the investigation. What they want to find out. How come no one's been fired? How come no one's been arrested? Is Governor McKee looking to hold anyone accountable? No, he is not. He's absolutely not. No one, not one person has lost a day's pay because of the bridge. And this whole business, it's, folks, I'm telling you, the way it is now, and then let's see where we are 6 months from now and 1 year from now. It's not going to happen. And the people in the East Bay tends to be very blue. They have no one to blame but themselves. The people that are really impacted by it, East Providence, Bristol, Warren, Borington, I don't know what to tell you. Why would you tolerate that? That Val Lawson, she's the number 2 in the state Senate. She's the head of the teachers union. Who's the head of the state Senate? Ruggiero, laborers. Folks, 2 arms of organized labor that are polar opposite of what the new administration wants. Ridiculous. I'm telling you, they're not getting any money until the feds really jump in on this bridge investigation. What's also going to be different is I want to see what the new U.S. attorney is going to do. Remember, the outgoing U.S. attorney, who I do respect, Zachary Kuna, but he is a Biden appointee. Wait till Kash Patel and the FBI, wait till they get a load of the amount of corruption that's been going on. Folks, I'm still not giving up on my Christmas wish, which is Governor McKee in handcuffs at the courthouse. There's no, I don't believe him. He doesn't have credibility with me. There's been too many half-truths. There's too many lies. He is, as he's been called by Attorney General Peter Neronha, he is ethically challenged. The guy, he doesn't even know. That's a major problem at the State House, by the way, where they're sitting back. How come Hasbro hasn't hired a lobbyist? Hasbro we want them to stay. At the Rhode Island State House, they're saying, all right, here's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to hire a couple lobbyists. They have to pay them $10,000 a month. In turn, the lobbyists throw fundraisers and kick the money back to us. And then we have a conversation with them. Instead, Hasbro said, we're not hiring lobbyists. We're going to move to Boston, and we're dealing with Massachusetts, and we don't even have to hire a lobbyist. So I think they don't even realize how they operate and how that is so, that stuff is going away. That's one thing about Elon Musk, the role that he plays right now. I like that he comes to this outside of, as they call it, the swamp. He doesn't do business as usual. He's about efficiency. And I'm telling you that mode, that mindset, when it's Rhode Island under Governor McKee is the epitome of inefficiency. It couldn't be more inefficient. He doesn't hire the right people. They blow through taxpayer money. They make a ton of mistakes, and no one's held accountable. That is the polar opposite of how Elon Musk and President Trump are going to run the Trump administration. Folks, things are going to change. We have the wrong people in place. I mentioned on the radio show, someone I think is interesting to watch is Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman. He realizes his state, Trump won Pennsylvania. His state could go either way. Fetterman is not throwing rocks at President Trump. Fetterman is open to meeting with different people. Fetterman's open to some of the new policies. So when people talk about bipartisanship, the only way that happens is when you have true competition. Absent that, you get what you have in Rhode Island, which is what right now passes for leaders at the den of thieves. The State House remains a cesspool of corruption where all they do is just keep adding jobs, and it's a favor factory, and we're supposed to sit back and pay for it. And I'm telling you right now, it's coming to an end. It's not built on a solid foundation. Folks, this portion of our program, I want to remind you, and Merry Christmas to everyone from Marie at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland, that historic white church. The people in that area are so fortunate to have someone who is dedicated to health. She's an ideal retailer, small business person. It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. Stop in and see Marie. Also, Merry Christmas from George and everyone, Rhode Island Guns and Ammo. Post Road in Warwick. Folks, remember, hey, that's go in and get a gift certificate for the firearm enthusiasts on your list. Right down from Greg's, right off of Route 37. It's Rhode Island Guns and Ammo. And it's a pleasure to speak with George every week. He's so knowledgeable and he's just terrific. He's so well read, up on things. But remember, in these trying times, when you have Governor McKee, when you have the city of New York saying no more of these illegals, when you have Massachusetts saying no more illegals, and then when you have Rhode Island Governor McKee and Matto saying, come in here, they're all welcome here. Folks, you need to protect yourself. Rhode Island Guns and Ammo, and you could always pop in and get a gift certificate. I want to just show you, I think one of the biggest problems that just highlights how out of step. Look at this. So this is new. Governor McKee says 650,000 Rhode Islanders info has been exposed by the cyber attack. 650,000. Those people will get a letter in the mail come January. Wow. Well, that's 65% of the population. And it's of the population, and keep in mind, it's or about it's higher. Yeah, 80% of it, 75. I'll go consider 75% of adults. Wow. All information compromised because Governor McKee would not. They were advised to strengthen their system. Governor McKee and his incompetent, bubbling staff ignored it. As a result of that, 75% of the adults in the state have now had their bank accounts and social security numbers. Boy, that civil lawsuit against the state is about to get much larger, and it should. This is the photo that I was looking for, folks. What is such a joke is this was Ed Fitzpatrick. It's a picture of Val Lawson and Senator Ruggiero. Folks, you know what's frightening is the idea that these two people, what state would ever put these two individuals in a position of power? Ruggiero looks like he's going to be laid out at Nautilolo. Val Lawson, head of the teachers union, they're against school choice. It's her union that encourages young people to go through gender transformation. These people are the polar Senator Val Lawson and Ruggiero. They are the polar opposite of what stands and people want for leadership in the country right now. It is so pathetic that these individuals are still in charge. But listen, the check's gonna come due. I can't believe the number that we're talking about. Wow. 650,000 people have had their information exposed by the UHIP cyber attack. You're going to get a letter in the mail in January telling you that. Why aren't they getting a letter today? Why aren't they getting a letter this week? What a disgrace. Listen, as I've said, he should resign. He should absolutely resign. Now, this I didn't know. Mayor Smiley has now converted to Judaism. Huh, that's different. I was unaware of that. That's interesting. Governor McKee, it's more than, remember, the population of the state is about 1 million. But a big, part of that is children. So maybe it is closer to 80% of adults. Folks, but as Ken Block has said, the cost of incompetence, when you have someone who's as incompetent as Governor McKee, and again, right now at 1:48, this is new information. They just are having a press briefing. More than 650,000 residents have had their personal information. The cyber attack has affected. So they have it. They have your bank account, they have your social security number, they have all of your personal information has now been exposed. Folks, this portion of the program, Watson Materials, they want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. 1500 South County Trail, East Greenwich. The largest selection of landscape materials in Rhode Island is Watson Materials. What a difference it makes with your outdoor space. Call them, request a quote, 401 885 0600. Watson Materials, 401 885 0600. Whether it's landscape lighting or pavers, retaining walls, natural stone, cobblestone, Watson Materials, the most complete selection of landscape materials in Rhode Island, 401 885 0600. Wow. That is, and again, notice no one terminated, no one held accountable. This is all happening as we speak, and that is Governor McKee announcing at this press briefing. Look at this, Governor McKee, they've identified this. Here's the thing. So now Governor McKee says you need to freeze your credit, you need to monitor your credit, request a fraud alert, use multi-factor alerts. Why this whole business? Health Source Rhode Island says open enrollment will be extended through February 28th. Everything is thrown on to the individual. Why is it that you have to do everything? Why is it that all these people have to do something? What an absolute disgrace this guy is. And again, the state auditor had warned them 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they were warned. Folks, one of the problems, again, I like Ken Block, the cost of incompetence. That's what it comes down to. The state auditor warned the state about cybersecurity issues. You know what else is a joke, as I've talked about, is where's Langevin? Langevin, they gave him his little wing at Rhode Island College. Langevin wanted to be the president of Rhode Island College. He doesn't have the proper degrees. So instead, he said, I'll tell you what, if I can get grant money, I want to have like a little wing at Rhode Island College. And so they built that and allowed Langevin to do it. And what's his expertise at Rhode Island College? Cybersecurity. Don't you understand? It's all. He's another fraud, though. Langevin, he like built a monument to himself. He wanted to be president of Rhode Island College. They wouldn't let him. Good thing. So instead, he said, all right, well, then build me a wing and I'll become the head of cybersecurity. Well, a lot of good that's doing the state. Folks, this portion of our program brought to you by JD Lawn Care and Tree Service. Call them today, based in Coventry, 401-441-0154. Now, do you have any trees that need to be trimmed? JD Lawn Care and Tree Service. Licensed arborists, they'll come out. They can handle it. 401-441-0154. JD Lawn Care and Tree Service. Well, that is, I feel terrible for everyone involved. I'm not surprised. Folks, when you, on this Monday, December 23rd, this is the Christmas show, supposed to be a celebration. Health Source Rhode Island Director, others providing updates. Rhode Island Bridges data breach. The restoration timeline is to have this fixed sometime in January. No indication from Deloitte that information has been sold yet on the dark web. What an absolute disgrace these people are. But when you have someone as incompetent as the governor and his staff, and they are, I mean, I can't even listen to this stuff anymore. So the fact that this goes on, they were warned. They were warned and they didn't do anything. So what do you think happened? It's not as if Governor McKee can't say, and I want to be very clear, he can't say, well, we certainly didn't see this coming. In that report, they warned them that what they had was not secure. And they were encouraged to do something about it, but they refused to. And so, as a result of that, you have what you have, which is a total, this is like a complete disaster. I didn't see this with the most popular bridge ornament is the Washington Bridge. That is too funny. Our friend Duke, he's a great guy. Thought I'd bring a little humor. When did this story come out? On Friday, I guess. Rhode Island is decorating their Christmas tree, a miniature replica of the Washington Bridge, complete with orange traffic cones shifting drivers from the westbound lane. Duke is terrific. My Little Town, the bestseller. I didn't know what kind of response we'd get. This one just clicked. He gave one of the ornaments to the mayor of East Providence. I was a little hesitant. He loved it. He showed his whole staff. Look at that. The Washington Bridge ornament sells for $29.99. Frog and Toad said it's the best-selling Christmas ornament this year. So pathetic. But folks, no one terminated. No one terminated. No one, think of that. No one has lost their job. No one has lost a day's pay. Not one person has been demoted. There's no accountability. I mean, and there's no accountability with this crew. Nope, not at all. They don't believe in it. There should be. Obviously, there should be. But nothing. And I want to come back to, this is new right now, that the governor just announced 650,000 people. 650,000 people have had their information compromised. Wow. You know what else I did want to mention? I meant to mention a little bit earlier, but this was also in the Boston Globe. As the New England Mafia fades away, FBI Boston disbands its organized crime unit. I mean, listen, there's other areas to put the focal point of that. Of course, the famous October 29th, 1989 in Medford, Mass. Was that induction ceremony. But the FBI has finally disbanded, reassigned agents, its organized crime squad. This should have been done a long time ago. That's not the threat. They should have a public corruption unit instead. And there are some people that we could put at the top of the list as part of that. Wow. But it is, at one time, think of the amount of time and energy that was put in to, is there anyone that believes that things are better since all those individuals? I'll tell you, Federal Hill was a hell of a lot safer. Folks, Merry Christmas for everyone from Dreammaker. Dennis and Christina, if you're thinking of a new kitchen or bath, contact Dreammaker today, 401-433-7272. They have a beautiful design center, Greenwich Avenue in Warwick. It's Dreammaker, right next to Crown Plaza, right down next to Kachai, down the street from Crown Plaza. If you're thinking of a new kitchen or bathroom, Dreammaker, their beautiful design center, Greenwich Avenue in Warwick. Dennis and Christina are just so talented and fantastic. Merry Christmas to everyone from Dennis and Christina and everyone at Dreammaker. Well, folks, good afternoon. Also, Merry Christmas to everyone from J. Perry Paving. They've had a phenomenal year. They'll be back a lot more in 25. If you want your driveway paved or a parking lot, letter J, J Perry Paving, 401-732-1730, J Perry Paving. High quality, fair pricing. Merry Christmas to everyone, all of their customers from J Perry Paving. I also want to mention they are tremendous, the work that they do with veterans. Also, Merry Christmas to everyone from J&B Plumbing, plumbing repair and service, repair damaged water pipes, repair clogged pipelines, replace water heaters, other plumbing work. Recently, we had a plumbing emergency. What did I do? I called J&B Plumbing. Folks, look for them on Facebook, 401-743-9153. Merry Christmas to all of their customers from JMB Plumbing. Call them, 401-743-9153, plumbing repair and service. Again, just a reminder right now that we will be doing Road Patrol Live later. Stop into the Cohasset Inn. Grab one of those mugs in the market at Cohasset. Folks, we are off tomorrow and Christmas Day. We're back on Thursday. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you, everyone, for all your support. Thank you to JR. If you're listening to the radio, stay tuned for the 2 o'clock news. And then if you're watching, we will be active with Road Patrol Live later on this Monday, December 23rd. Merry Christmas, one and all.